Oh, hi guys! Welcome back with me, Miss Sinta. We will learn English together. Our material today is narrative text. Have you ever heard about narrative text? Okay, I have two pictures about narrative text. So, what do you think about this picture? Do you know the title of story? Or maybe this one? Do you know about the title of story? Okay, good. The first picture is Malin Kundang, and then the second picture is the si kancil. So, both as called narrative text. Based on the picture, what do you think about narrative text class? Narrative text is a story, imaginative story that describes a series of events. So, what the keyword here? The keyword here is imaginative, imagination. Yep, narrative text is a fiction story. So based on the definition, we can conclude that the purpose of narrative text is to, correct, is to amuse or to entertain the people. So by reading or watching the story of narrative text, we will feel like entertained or amused by the story. Okay, got it? So next move to the next discussion. The structure of narrative text. Every text has the generic structure because the text is a part of linguistics. So of course the text has the structure. For narrative text, there are four structures. First is orientation. What we can show in orientation? There are name of participant, where did happen, where is happen, and the intro of the story is right in orientation. The second one is complication. Complication is the problem begin. And then the third one is resolution. Resolution, the problem is on the top, or we can say the climax of the problem. And the last one is reorientation. We can say it as coda. So in the coda is the closing remark of story. What the story became a sad or happy ending, and also write the message of the story. The third discussion is about language feature. In narrative text consists of first using past tense. Of course, narrative text using past tense. Why, guys? Because the story happened in old time. So the verb here is past tense. Verb 2. And then using a specific character. Specific character, for example, like the name, directly name of the participant. Like Malin Kundang said, Cinderella said, and etc. And then using action verb. Action verb is the verb to show the action of participant. And the last one using time conjunction, such as one day, once upon a time, a long time ago, a few years ago, and etc. Alright, class, do you have any question? Or maybe I have to continue, yeah? So, our last discussion is about the kind of narrative text. Actually, guys, there are so many kind of narrative text, but here I'll mention the common kind of narrative text. First is folklore, dongeng. I believe that all of you are very familiar with dongeng. For example, in our country is Malin Kundang, and then Dewata Cengkar, and etc. So, in dongeng, the story is not written in the book and not recorded. And the second kind is fairy tales. Berhubungan dengan magical creatures, makhluk-makhluk gaib seperti raksasa, peri, kemudian naga dan sebagainya. For example, Thumbelina. The story is very famous in our world. And then Timur Mas for our country because the giant want to ingin mencuri bayi dari Mbok Rondo. The third kind is legend. Legend related to the origin of a place. For example, the legend of Surabaya City, the legend of Tobalik, and etc. And next is myth. Myth atau mitos related to the specific belief among society. Bisa jadi mitos satu daerah dengan daerah lainnya akan berbeda. For example, cerita Dewata Cengkar, Andi-Andi Lumut, and etc. The last is fable. Fable related to the story of animal, but the animal have the behavior like human. For example, si kancil yang cerdas, buaya yang bodoh. In fact, we know that yang paling cerdas makhluk di dunia ini adalah manusia. Alright, got it class? So we arrive to discuss about narrative text. And before I'm closing my class, let's read together. Let's read the story of narrative text so our reading skill also improve. Are you ready? So let's read together.
The mouse deer and the crocodile. The mouse deer was a very tricky animal, but he had many enemies. One of his enemies was a crocodile. The crocodile lived in a river near a forest. One day, the mouse deer went to the river. It was a very hot day and he was very thirsty and dirty. He wanted something to drink from the river, and then he bathed and splashed about in the water. Suddenly, the crocodile saw the mouse deer. Nice meal, he thought. Then he silently crawled behind the mouse deer and grabbed him. He cuffed the mouse deer's legs. The mouse deer was startled and terrified as well. Then he had an idea. He saw a twig floating near him. He picked it up and said, "You stupid fool, so you think you've got me? You are beating a twig, not my leg. You stupid crocodile, here is my leg." And with that, he showed the crocodile the twig. The crocodile could not see very well. He was a very stupid creature too. He believed the cunning mouse deer. He freed the mouse deer's leg and snapped open the twig. The mouse deer went out of the water immediately. Ha 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 ha, he laughed. I tricked you.
Wow, very interesting, right? Jadi kancilnya cerdas sekali ya menipu buaya sampai dia bisa lolos dari jeratan buaya. So here I mention the moral value of the story. Okay class, I think it's enough for our material today. So if you have any question, you can call me or you can write your question in the chat box. So don't forget to give like, comment, and subscribe my YouTube channel. So thank you for joining my class. Thank you for watching this video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you. Have a nice day everyone.